All right, so ladies and gents, welcome back. I'm your host, Sinistry1. Let me explain what's going on right here. So where we are in the story right now is if you head over to the map, you'll see that we're supposed to be, story-wise, continuing on by heading back to the mountain. Now that we have just finished Alfheim, we can actually go into the mountain where we couldn't before. However, what you're seeing here is kind of like, I'll label it as like part A of whatever that part is, because I want to make this as clear as possible. We're going to do a little bit of upgrading, a little bit exploring in between some of the missions. So this section is going to take place right after you get back from Alfheim and you meet up with Brock. Like as soon as you pretty much get out of the realm and you head back into here, into Midgard, we're going to deviate a little bit. So whereas in the video that we do for the story for chapter 3 and 4, that's going to continue from that part, and then we'll move on and do this. So in between that, so the moment you get here, this is where you want to kind of deviate from that and start doing all of this, and then you continue that section from where I left off as we head to complete chapter 4. So with that being said, we're going to be doing this specific side mission here, Secondhand Soul. We're also going to be getting a few collectibles that are down over in here by the boat dock. So the first thing we're going to do is head to the boat dock, and then we're going to come over here and grab the Secondhand Soul. You can track this, that way you know exactly where it is, and let's go ahead and head out. So obviously, in between story missions and stuff, when I feel like it's a good time to go around and grab some secondary items, we're going to do that.
Do you remember the way back to the Black Breath?
Of course. We need to walk across the bridge to the Vanaheim Tower. Are we going to the Black Breath?
First thing is we're going to pick up this new abandoned ship artifact set, which starts number 1 of 9. So we're continuing down here, just like we would be doing with the story. We're just going to take out these enemies so we can head over to the boat deck.
It's mid-morning. The sun is in there, so that's south. Southwest.
These enemies can be quite difficult to take out. They can get you in one hit. So I always like to go for the knees as much as possible. Once you defeat at least one of them, then more is going to appear. The reason is because they eventually will be able to come at you super fast, and you want to keep them from doing that, so just keep doing this method here. Take out their legs. It really makes this section much more bearable. See what I mean? It can come at you really quick like that. You got to be careful. Alright, so now more is going to spawn. Same thing. Go for the legs. These are great farmable leg type of enemies. If you just keep aiming at their legs, they'll never get up, so there's no reason in risking anything else but this. As you can see, we can still get our permafrost here with these enemies. And then as soon as they do come at you, make sure you do that. Because they can get you with one hit sometimes, so you've got to be careful. There we go. Nice. Perfect.
I can fire more arrows next time. Let's get to work.
Well, we didn't really need you to. So again, you would continue with the story right there, except what we're going to do is actually head over to the right. And of course, we will begin the next story part from back near Brock's location. So when you're following that video, it'll just be straightforward. You won't get confused by essentially anything. This is the boat dock. This is the boat dock section 1, meaning that you'll be able to unlock more of this section later on, once a few things change. So we got another Raven here, so we're going to go ahead and grab the Raven. Stand about right here, I think. Just missed it. They can be pretty hard to get. There we go. Alright, that's number 8 of 51. Remember, you have to watch all these videos to know exactly where each and every single one of these ravens are. It'd be confusing. So the enemies we have here are nightmares. Hit them as fast as you can, and you should be able to take them out without too much damage.
Here. Boy.
We're going to pick up this treasure map.
It's some kind of drawing. Maybe a map?
Find the location from the scroll, of course. And you can see where it is. Of course, we'll get to that later on.
The treasure map!
All right, as you can see, we've got one of these chests here that we need to grab. And you can see how these work. You need to release kind of like the things that are blocking them in order to be able to grab them. Come over here, grab this. Make sure you hurry, because it will go back. There's ship head number 2 of 9. It's the second one we picked up just here. And in my case, pick up another apple here, number 3 of 3. So guess what we did? Maximum health has been increased. So as you can see, there's an area up there we can't get to. That is because the water level is not correct right now. So this is all we're going to do in this section right here. We will be back later on. So I'll try to label these specifically in certain ways for everyone to understand exactly what we're doing. Make it as clear as day. I'm trying to make this guide as easy to follow as I possibly can, while also making sure that when you go into story missions that you are leveled up enough to not feel too overwhelmed. Because that can happen if you just kind of go straight through the story and then decide to do all of the side content later, then you can really, really feel overwhelmed. And we don't want that to happen to you. Remember, you can't get those yet. So now we're going to head over here. The Volunder Mines, I believe is what it's called. Now, one thing I want to make a note is that you'll see these little kind of tiny things stick out.
That tower.
I see no tower.
Maybe I'm seeing things.
There's all different kinds of ways that you go. You can see there's an area there. We just picked up some gold. We'll get to all of that stuff later as well. Everything that I'm doing is pretty much particular in what you want to do.
Could have gone on a trip like this with Mother. She could fight, couldn't she?
Yes. She fought. Beautifully.
We're going to have a mini kind of boss at the end with a soul stealer. We've fought one of those already in Alfheim,
We dock on this beach?
except this one's a little different. As you can see, we have our next Odin Raven, which is number... I got to wait for it to show up there. There. Oh, looks like everything is a little bit behind. Maybe we're moving a little too fast for the game. There it is, number 9 of 51. And you can see you need 15, 30, and 51 in order to get the specific rewards. Go ahead and grab another Mistic Gateway. Remember, you could use these only to travel back to Brock or Sindri, depending on where you're going. Most of these side missions can be completed very, very easily, and they don't take too long. But since this is on Give Me God of War difficulty, for me, they could be a nightmare. As we figure out the best ways to beat. Usually you're always seeing the best way that I have found to beat each and every single section of the game. Sometimes it does take me multiple times before I get a section right. But that's the whole nature of these types of games. Get good with the combat, get better, And you'll start to see a huge improvement.
Boy.
Here's our next lore marker.
Interesting.
There we go. That one's called Andvari's Invention. I will try to make sure that I have these labeled with timestamps. It takes a lot of time to do that, so please make sure you leave a like on these videos and comment, of course, as that truly, truly helps motivate me to get all those timestamps, chapter selects, and all that stuff, so you guys can get to exactly the collectible that you need, or maybe something that you were missing during your own platinum run of the game.
You scare up that alchemist what needed finding?
Come over here, and we have another lore
Can you
marker.
read it?
Yes, sir. These runes read death inside.
An ominous warning. All right, so we've already done all the conversations in the main story for Brock up to this point. I'm going to take a quick look and see if there's anything that I want to think about maybe upgrading.
Right, what'd you break?
And as you can see, we have some lost items. These are items that you left behind on the battlefield. So that's pretty interesting. I actually like the fact that they do these. So it looks like we've got an inscribed Crest of Menace. Moderate perk activation chance to grant a blessing of cooldown on a successful block. So let's claim it. And you can see we got enchantments to buy. We haven't even really started getting into that yet. Haven't bought anything comparable to like any armor yet that I felt that I've needed to get. You can craft different ones here. I just always like to make sure I go over each and every single one so that it erases itself.
Make up your mind?
It looks like we can actually do the next upgrade to increase the arrow capacity for the Talon, which is always a positive. But let me look at what else I have here. We will need to do some skill stuff and take a look at our talismans in general, because don't forget, not talismans, but the sockets, because what we have in there is currently only slated for Alfheim, and we need to change that because we're not going to be dealing with elves currently at the moment. So what we're going to do right now is go ahead and do, let's see, we got Talon Bow. We don't have enough for that one quite yet,
You think what you want?
but having this is going to be a huge thing, so let's go ahead and grab it. We're going to get a lot more money back right now anyways. Now, during these side content areas is where I'm going to spend a lot of time looking at the menus. I don't look at the menus a lot during my actual kind of story playthrough because I want to get you guys into the action. But if you're watching these side videos, it means that you actually care a lot about the lore in the game and about making sure to see what upgrades that we're doing and how we're going about doing all of that. So I also want to make sure that I show a lot more of this system and not kind of edit anything out when it comes to that. So selling. As you can see, we completed the Spoils of War, and we got 22,000 that we can sell.
At least we got that taken.
You can sell these at any time you want. You do not have to keep them. So every time you come to a location here and you feel like you need some money, sell what you have, because the ship artifacts are still the same as it essentially always is.
Always a pleasure. Now fuck right along.
All right. So now we're going to go into here, and you can see that we're going to take a look at our armor. Now, the sockets that we currently have equipped, as I said before, they're all related to Dark Elves attacks, which isn't going to do us any good here, so there's no reason in having any of the fragments. So we can take a look at some of this other stuff. So we've got 1, 2, these are level 3 perks as well, so that makes it even better. So we're going to equip all the level 3s that we can, really. So let's just start with high perk activation chance to grant protective barrier, preventing damage from enemy attacks on any successful parry. That's a very, very good one to have. Don't forget, you can also change your guards too, but you got to remember which ones actually have the sockets inside them. We're still kind of running with the initial stuff, which we'll be upgrading that at some point in the future, so don't worry about that. Next, you see a very low perk activation chance to grant a gift of defense when damage is taken. Moderate perk activation chance to grant a blessing of cooldown on any successful block. Now we block a lot. We do all that kind of stuff, so I think it's a good one to have. And last but not least, that increases strength and runic by 3. So the only thing is it reduces our defense down. So, you know, that's a plus, that's a minus. You know, you got to look at it what you want. Everything else is pretty much not any good. So I think I'll take a -4 on defense just a little bit in order to be able to get more strength and a better runic. I think that's okay. Good there. So let's take a deep dive into our skills here. We have 11,000 in XP and 26,000 hack silver. I really haven't dug deep into all of this. So what I want to do is start doing some close combat stuff if I have enough for it. Let me take a look. So we got brutal axes. We got that hits multiple times and locks them. So if you hold it, so we need to remember that we need to start using this since we did buy it. I really don't do that a lot. But if you hold it down, you'll be able to hit them and lock them down multiple times. You've got an evade for a quick attack. I really never use that. I really don't use the leaping attack because I use the heavy attack more often. For a quick boomerang throw, I really don't use that. Sprinting, press RT, massive, we already got that one. Precision throw combo creates a massive explosion on impact. That, I think, might actually be good because you see me do the first one quite a bit now. So I think this one's a very good one for us to grab. So you can select 3 targets. So for 3 separate enemies that are coming at you, that might be a good one, but let's see what else we have here. Shield combat. I really haven't got into the bare hand shield combat yet. And we're definitely not doing anything really rage. And we're up to date on everything with the Talon bow. I do like this shield slam. I think I'm going to go ahead and purchase that because we do like to block a lot. And I think that's going to be it for just now. Except for this one. We're going to grab this. So when projectiles come at us, we can hurl them back. That is something I use quite a bit. Alright, so we spent our time in there. Now let's move on with the actual mission.
So, Brock said his friend was dwarven like him, wearing a green ring.
Look if you wish. I will be gathering resources for our journey.
You don't want to help him?
No.
Why not? Dwarven, but no ring. One of his crew?
Scorch marks. There, along the flooring wall.
Weird. I guess we keep looking.
We?
I mean, I'll keep looking. If that kills us, that's it. No Valhalla, no hell, no afterlife, ever.
It does not attack.
Ah. Mom made them sound more dangerous than that.
Then do not drop your guard. Come.
So make sure you keep some of this stuff up there. Obviously, you can see that. We're going to have a bunch of enemies. We're going to be introduced to a new type of enemy, even though we've already dealt with them. The nightmares that actually kind of go inside other enemies and make them almost impossible to defeat. The best way you can defeat them is by using stun damage that will get them up, which will force the nightmares to kind of go out of them, and then you have to take the nightmare out or take them out as quickly as possible so they don't just keep rinse and repeating the same thing over and over. Immediately, come over here, take him out as soon as you can. Don't let him... As you can see, the other one will come in there. As you can see, it's not easy. Got to get his stun meter up as much as possible. Once that happens, then focus on him. There we go. Good. Now we got the main focus of what we were trying to do out of the way. That's the hardest thing. There we go. Not too bad.
Okay. Yeah?
Not him.
Hey, I thought you didn't care.
I noticed the lack of ring while looting the body.
Always be looking out for everywhere. There's a lot of stuff in these areas.
Atreus, follow me.
I got distracted.
So we got a witch. All right, we got her. Those are my least favorite enemies, I think, in this entire game, I want to say.
No ring. We're not gonna find Brock's friend alive, are we?
All right, notice how we have one of those right there that you need to do. So you can see that one of them's right there. Take them out as soon as you can, of course.
Here. Boy.
Sir. Hey, it's another treasure map.
Dead and Bloated. So we have 2 treasure maps so far. All right, you can see the second one there. All right, so you can see that there's going to be a big fight here. So, got to be very, very careful. And you can see the third one is right there. So once we get that, then we can head back up and do that. So I'm going to go ahead and grab anything to get my health up as much as possible because we have a lot of stuff coming up here. Just trying to be careful not to explode any of those. And then once we come inside here, when we come back out, there will be a fight.
Here's the ring! On that severed hand! Attached to the Soul Eater. Well, we know what happened to Andvari now. You just go tell Brock. No need to fight it.
No, we will fight it.
But why?
Because you are frightened of it.
So there's our main objective inside this favor. So once we come back out, lots of enemies. Again, really, really tough to do. Try to go after these guys as quickly as possible. Once he's out, focus on... Almost got him. There we go. Now we don't have to worry anymore. That's the hardest thing to do right there. Stay back here because you got a enemies that hit you from above. All right. All right, one left. Plus the guy upstairs. All right, now we can take him out. That's why we got that specific ability. So we can take him out really quick.
Our enemies are strong.
But we are stronger. All right, so let's head back up. It gets a little chaotic sometimes with all of, you know, everything going on.
Be strong, Atreus. Stay focused and look for a weak point.
Yes, sir.
All right, so with that being said, we're coming out with about half health, but this boss isn't as bad as you might think it is, mainly because, you know, all you got to do is stand on specific sides of the rock, and you should be good to go. So wait till he turns around.
Stay quiet. Make no sudden movement.
All right, come over here. You'll see there's two. Bring it back immediately. Do it again, and you just got a bunch. And then get in this corner here. Sometimes it won't let you do it. Alright, should have enough to take him out now. Alright.
We did it! I can't believe it.
Believe it. You are stronger than you know.
That's the alchemist ring.
Oh, can't believe I let him get that hit on me. I was already committed. Bunch of stuff to pick up here. As you can see, we got a new thing. Increase resistance to burn damage by 50%. We really haven't been doing much in the burn damage department, so... And we also got an alchemist ring.
Dwarvish inscription.
The alchemist. But where's the rest of him?
Ashes, most likely.
The Soul Eater got him. We should bring this back to Brock.
Alright, so we got a new light runic, a quick radial shockwave. So it does 2 damage, 2 frost. I really do enjoy that one. As you can see, it keeps them kind of away, but Hell's Touch, honestly, because of the stun damage and how it can really, really get enemies, I mean, it's a really, really good one, and it's only 45 seconds, so we'll stick with that one for just now, but it's very possible that it could change in the future. Alright, so we completed this side quest here. We just need to turn it in at this point. But we're going to have some more enemies on the way out. These videos here for the side missions are going to be long, obviously, because we're going to tackle a bunch of them at the same time. And you know, most of you have probably already seen my other walkthrough, but this one's going to be so much more thorough.
Yes, sir. These runes were written fast.
Alright, this is in the Jewel. This is another lore rune read.
It spells out Ejim staining. I don't know that one.
We will ask the blue one.
So now you're interested?
We found his alchemist. A reward was promised.
Lots of enemies. Good, we got that one. That's the one we wanted to focus on. Okay, good. All right.
Whoa.
Whoa, indeed.
That takes care.
Oh, that was close. Don't forget to go back where you actually came. Right here. It's the only way you can get to this over here. Again, mostly if you just really care about getting as much hack silver as you can. And remember, if you do, for whatever reason, forget something during our time here, you'll know, because you can always check out the map. And when you're in the map, it'll always tell you, you know, which location you're in. We're in the Shores of the Nine. You can see there. You see, got Midgard over there. You can see there's a lot of places here that we've yet to kind of discover. You have all these fog areas that you need to unlock in order to be able to do that as well. You can see that in the Volunder mines, the only thing we have left to do is actually complete the favor. Other than that, the Volunder mines are 100% complete as soon as we finish this up. Now, that doesn't mean you've picked up every single chest, because most chests just have hack silver and stuff like that, so you still need to be as thorough as possible. If you care about that, of course. For whatever reason, I really like to teeter on the brink of death a lot in my... One of these days, I would love to do a walkthrough of this game, like, with no damage, but I would really need to, like, study this entire game so much, and every enemy and every way that they could hit you. It really does make you kind of change your game up when you try to go for those types of challenges. But right now, I just want to be able to say that I was able to get a platinum on this game. I've got Ragnarok platinum, so this one's going to be an honor to have as well. All right, so 100%. Let's keep going. Turn this sucker in, and then we'll move on.
What'd you find?
You're an alchemist.
I'm sorry, Brock. The hand is all we could find. Still wearing the ring. There was a soul eater inside, and well, he must have burned away the rest of him.
Suppose you'll still be wanting some compensation, huh?
Naturally.
Naturally, he says. Miani Feruxi.
All right, so we got the Grip of Volunder. It's a rare axe pommel.
I'll take a closer look at this here ring. Maybe Andvari left a bit of magic inside before he croaked.
Dwarves can do that?
Sure, dwarves and magic jewels is like flies and pig lips. Supple ones.
Ugh. I'm not as interested as I thought.
All right, so as you can see, this is a much, much better grip than we've been going with, which is just the basic. This is essentially proof why you don't need to spend money, technically, on upgrading your armor and gear and stuff. If you go around doing the side content, you will be able to get good and better gear. So this really, really helps us out, and it gets us closer to level 2. Armor-wise, I think everything will leave just the same for now. Skills, see, we already have back up to 39,000. So I think we've been doing pretty good so far. And I hope you guys are enjoying the gameplay. At this point, we'll move on to some more Shores of the Nine side content.
Suit yourself.
All right, so we're going to continue on now. And we're essentially going to be doing a big circle around this area, this Lake of the Nine. There's a lot of things that we can get. We can finish unfinished business, which is going to be the next side mission we're finishing right now. And in order to do so, you got to go around to 4 different areas and free the ghosts or the spirits. Once you do that, you'll unlock that specific mission, or you'll complete it.
Come.
This is also a chance for you to get better with the combat with different enemies, upgrade some more, get better stuff, all that good stuff. So we're going to head out. And then we're just essentially going to make a quick left as soon as we get out of here. It's going to be that same location that we looked at earlier.
Oh. Know any good stories to pass the time?
What kind of story?
I don't know. Mother always had stories. Weren't you told me when you were a boy?
There was a man I knew of long ago. His stories were brief and purposeful.
Sounds fun. Do you remember any?
There was one that concerned a hare and a tortoise.
Like the witch's house?
Unlikely.
So what happens?
They wager on a race between them. The hare is too confident of victory and foolish, While the tortoise is steady and disciplined, the tortoise wins.
You haven't told a lot of stories, have you?
All right, so here's the first one that you can unlock, and it will start the side mission Unfinished Business. You're gonna have a bunch of enemies, of course, that are gonna start to come after you as soon as you start this, so just get ready. It's gonna be one big guy who's slow, and then, of course, one of the kind of snake-like creatures.
Here. Boy.
Yes, sir.
So come over here, and the snake creature should pretty much show up here in just a second. All right, that takes care of him. Now we got this guy here. He's just one of those. Don't forget, looks like we got another one here. Make sure you stay away from him as much as possible, because he has big hits that he comes at you with. He's like the kind of guy you want to keep at bay. And there you go.
Well fought, you two.
What is that?
A spirit.
It's talking to us.
And it hears you as well. Don't be shy now.
You're dead?
You're very perceptive and reckless. Take caution when lighting these braziers. Sather and Hellwalkers will swarm to the flames like moths. I assume we have you to thank for freeing us from a watery grave.
Us?
Other spirits. The Lake of Nine is full of them. Most are able to move on from this realm, but we, lucky few, are stuck here in Midgard until our affairs are in order. Perhaps you can help them as well. We have no desire to help you, Spirit. Ah, but you already have. I only wished to see the sky again. Farewell.
All right, so as you can see, we pick up the Warrior's Handle, but you'll notice that it's not going to be any better than what we have currently because we've already done that side mission there. But you'll be able to sell it, of course, and that'll give you a little bit of money. We're going to track this favor.
Come, let us not be distracted.
This should be the treasure that we saw in the previous area here. Gets us an Oblivion Stone. I'm gonna let you know that we have completed Dead and Bloated treasure map. You can see there's also like kind of an area up there, but all of this stuff will become way more familiar once kind of we get to the next section of the game. Once the water level kind of diminishes even more. It's still good. Instead of saving it all for, like, say you could do one video of the entire Lake of Nine, but you'd have to wait a very long time before you could do it. Water levels have to change. You have to do a lot of missions, and you won't be as leveled up as you will probably want to be. So that's why it's good to kind of come over here to these areas here and do what you can, even though you will be revisiting some of these areas. It just allows us to be able to continually upgrade and get better at the game. There's the 10th Raven, and we can pick up the next cipher for Muspelheim.
Soon we'll be able to translate those Muspelheim runes.
As well as pick up our next artifact in the ship series, number 3 of 9. And that's pretty much all we can do at this point. Again, you can always take a look at the map by clicking the back button, and you can see kind of we're in the shores of the Nine area, all the favors that you need to do and whatnot. You can take a look currently where you are. You can see we're at the boat dock. We've already done the mines, and we are currently right here. And you can see that there's still 2 undiscovered things that we cannot do just yet, but we got half of it so far. and we'll move on. This is specifically mainly to go ahead and complete and finish unfinished business. That's why we're doing this.
So, I guess we should keep an eye out for other spirits.
What did I say about distractions?
But it sounds like they needed help.
They are spirits, boy. Dead things. They have no needs, only wants.
It feels wrong to ignore them.
We will get over these feelings.
Mom would have wanted to help them.
What was that, boy?
Nothing.
I thought as much.
There's only certain spirits you need to visit in order to do unfinished business. Obviously, that area will take you into where the dragon is. We're not doing that quite yet. So we're going to come over here, but if you
So,
go along this path
What other
here,
stories have you
you'll
got?
pick something up.
One more. There was a horse. The horse sought
Although,
vengeance
I guess it's
upon his
random.
enemy, a stag. But he could not kill the stag alone. The horse met a man, a hunter, and made a deal. He took the man's bit and bridle and allowed him to ride in a saddle on his back. Together, they killed the stag, and the horse tasted victory. But the hunter would not release the horse and made a slave of him.
so getting revenge cost him his freedom. Hope it was worth it.
It was not.
Sometimes you can go over like bodies and be able to pick up gold and other things like that. Here we're going to be able to get another artifact as well as another realm tear. And you'll still need to visit this place later because of the lighting those up. But you can't do it just yet.
Worth a shot.
So pick up your next artifact. Should be number 4 of 9 in the Abandoned Ship series. As well as a Mystic Gateway, so you'll be able to come back here very quickly. Alright, so we have about, I think it's 3 enemies here to deal with. Not too difficult, but it might provide some trouble for you. But let's go ahead and get started. As always, start out with a heavy hit and get out of the way. Always be on the lookout for where he is, because he has pretty much a one-hit kill. Lucky it was just far enough away. Nice little realm tear there. You get that? Almost got him. All right, almost done. Nice. All right. He's just about done. He is done now, so we can focus on him. Get him in a nice little pattern there. Nice. Perfect one. No damage. I like that.
That was a long one.
Pick up another Dust of Realms. And that will be number 3 of 18 Realm Tears complete. You can see that there is... I mean, you really... I don't think you can get it from here. As you can see, there's just no way. So just wait until you're able to get the level down a little bit more. Then you can pick that one up. And we're just going to keep following this circle around here. You're going to head over there when you're doing the like kind of the giant mission.
Even knows part of his body's lying over there.
Now we're going to head over here. All right. Keep these guys at bay as much as you can. They can literally kill you in one hit if you let them get too close. Always know when you see like new stuff coming around. Let that guy keep hitting you. That way you can just constantly keep throwing stuff. See how it always works? I mean, it works almost every time. Very easy way to just take everyone out, really. Now that guy, if he comes too close to you, he can hit you like really fast. He can pretty much kill you in one hit. Just because of how leveled up he is. I'm going to go ahead and use this here so we can focus on him and get him down. Alright, now I think we can relax a little bit. Make sure you do block that every single time. Let him throw fire at you. But make sure he hits you, of course. It's really fast when he actually does hit you. Of course, these are just the ways that I have found to beat these guys. Alright. Alright, so we can pick up the next one. Number 5 of 9. Nothing you can do about these again.
But they're different from the others.
You can see the location that we're currently at. And you can see that we cannot bring this one up. So let's keep going. Continue our circle around. There's only 4 locations that you can get to. Oh, I just missed that. I just saw that. I think it dropped from taking the one guy off. Let's see if I can still get it. There we go. Nice. World Serpent Scale. Alright, so we'll continue around in the circle. Like I said, we're doing unfinished business right now, and then after unfinished business, we'll do Fafnir's Storeroom. I think I did see something right here.
Want to try another story? It can't be any worse than the last one.
Very well.
There we go.
It was a tale of a frog. His pond had dried up, so the frog and his son left to find a new home. They found a well. The son saw the water and made to jump in, but the father stopped him. He saw the well was deep, and once inside, they would not be able to escape if the water dried up again. Wisely, they moved on.
That's it?
Yes.
It's really not a story. If the sun jumped in, it would be a story.
Then he would be trapped and starve while the father watched helplessly.
See? That's a story.
Alright, so that's just the ones that were here at the beginning.
Hey, it's another brazier.
I suppose you wish to light it.
Can I?
There's going to be another group of enemies here.
Boy,
Cove.
Ooh, got to get out of there quickly. That was close. Now, you see I can't really do much damage to him. See if I have any... Okay, there we go.
I thought we were goners.
I don't believe it. Are you both alive?
Another spirit.
yes, another spirit.
Hello.
I can't remember the last time I saw something walk these islands that wasn't dead or corrupted.
What do you mean?
The desolation, child. Plagues this land, growing more severe with each passing winter.
Do you know its cause?
Not for certain, but I suspect the appearance of the World Serpent, along with the great flood that followed. Many were drowned, myself among them. The dead began to walk not long after.
Do you need anything from us?
Boy,
I only wish to speak to someone again. A wish you have just granted. Thank you.
Alright. Corrupted Remnant. And there's 2 of 4 complete. So what I'm going to do right now is we're going to switch things up just a little bit. See, we've been using the... which does very, very good damage, but I'm going to switch over to this one. And we're also going to upgrade it. Evaldi's Hammer is a very, very good frost damage, which, as you can see just from the video there, kind of just keeps them all still so you can get a bunch of hits with enemies and stuff like that. Very, very useful to use. And so just for now, we're going to go ahead and switch to that. Alright, you can see we've got a little puzzle here, as well as a Raven. Number 11 of 51. Alright, so as you can see, you can't see the third one there, so do this one here, wait for the top one to come around. Stop it. and then do that one.
There sure is a lot.
Okay. There's our second apple, or our first apple, because we restarted it again. And now we're going to come up here. Now you'll notice that you can't make it up there yet. You'll be able to do that later. Come over here and pick up the next artifact with the abandoned ship, 6 of 9. And pick up your final Muspelheim Cipher, which means you can actually go to Muspelheim now.
Hey, this does more than decipher those Muspelheim runes. It also contains the travel rune. Should we go visit the fire realm?
All right, so that should be it here, I believe. I mean, isn't this just such a beautiful game? Sheesh. All right, so like I said, you know, there will be places that you'll have to come back to. As you can see, the Forgotten Caverns. There's another Raven here. There's also another Undiscovered that we don't have, you know, the option to get into just yet. So we will be coming back here again, of course. Just know, as you can see, there's even something over there. Just can't do it as of right now, but we will be back. Originally, my goal was to actually kind of just do the story all the way up to the point where the entire realm was unlocked. But I decided against that because I wanted to make sure you guys can level up with me.
Can't we
This is not a debate. You must learn focus. Our journey need be your only concern.
But what if they can help us? That one seemed to know a little about the lake.
And how does that help us with our goal?
We won't know unless we ask.
We're not quite going into here just yet.
The world serpent's even over here. I told you he's big.
We're just going here so we can pick this up. Continue along the path here. See, there's a few things in this area. You're going to have another one right there.
So, what other stories have you got?
There was a young man who was caught stealing and condemned to die. His mother came to visit his prison. She was a kind woman who could only give love. But her son, the thief, met her with rage and bit off her ear.
What? Why?
Because the boy had always been a thief, and his mother had taught him only love and nothing of consequences. Had he been taught discipline instead, he might have lived longer.
Sure, but her ear, that's not right.
Kratos the storyteller. Now, eventually you're going to be able to go down there, but as you can see, water levels need to be... So just know you will be coming back here again.
Well?
Well, what?
The brazier?
If you must.
And so let me explain why it's good to come to these places and not wait. The main reason is some of these areas are tied to specific things that you get to upgrade. And if you get these later in the game, you're going to get something super basic and simple that you can do nothing with, which is why you want to do these areas a little bit earlier than instead of waiting. That way you unlock things in a natural kind of progression. Otherwise, you're essentially going to be unlocking things that you just have no use for because you're way overpowered and way leveled up, and it makes no sense. So come here, get these things quickly, and in that way, it'll make it more enjoyable of an experience.
Kvekia.
All right, so same thing.
Burn it.
Be on the lookout. They throw their things a lot smaller, but you can still, as you can see, hit them. But you do take a little bit of damage, so you got to be careful too. They do slow you down, essentially. You can see I'm really slow right now. All right.
Well done, boys. Never thought I'd see a scrap like that again.
What do you want?
To thank you. These dead reavers drowned me many winters ago, and I've been itching to see them get theirs.
So you died after all the flooding?
Indeed. I came to the Lake of Nine to pillage Tyr's temple, but I underestimated the severity of the desolation.
Have you seen other men? Living? A bearded one with tattoos.
Only the one standing in front of me. Thank you both for avenging my death.
Useless.
Well, we can't expect them all to know something useful.
All right, so there's a bunch of things that we can get here still at this time. Unlock this path. You see this area here? Excuse me, sorry about that. Obviously, we'll need a different weapon in order to get that. Come over here and shoot this. Don't get too close. There we go. And grab the next artifact.
One more for the collection.
7 of 9. And we're going to come up here because we've unlocked that path when we destroyed the red barrel there. All right, and we picked up some steel. All right, so just kind of take a look around and just marvel at the beauty of this game, everybody, because it is just, in my opinion, just one of the best games out there, period. So good. Again, we'll come back here later because there will be more things to do, but we cannot continue that right now.
Maybe the next one will have more information.
Keep your expectations low, boy. Spirits are rarely useful.
How do they even exist?
When you sever a man from his life, it is not always a clean cut.
So you've met other spirits?
Yes, many.
What were they like?
Annoying.
So this area is kind of a twofold, you know, you're going to have to come back here again. However, there is a Realm Tear, I believe, right here. Now, this Realm Tear is way higher level than you are currently, but if you're good at the game, you can literally complete this Realm Tear. I mean, that's up to you.
This needs a different cipher than the one we have.
You can pick up the next artifact here. As soon as it shows, that's 8 of 9, and of course, let's unlock the Mystic Gateway, and there is also a Raven right here. That's 12 of 51. And as you can see, this one is quite tough to do. I mean, it's really up to you if you want to try to do it. I believe it's only, I think it's either 2 or 1. I can't 100% remember. But I do remember actually completing this like the first time we came out to the Lake of the Shore, or the Lake of the Nine, and it took forever because it's just one of those things where you just try to get in as many throws as you can, stay away from his hits and all that kind of stuff. But again, you will be back here later, so always check out the map and you can see exactly where you are and what it is that you can do at this boat dock. There's a favor, lore markers. We already got the Odin Raven. There's still an undiscovered. There's a Mystic Gateway, which I don't know why it says we didn't get the Mystic Gateway already, but wish you could zoom in. I'm not a big fan of how the map is, how it's situated, but yeah, you can see that there's quite a bit of stuff. Although I'm trying to actually do the tower itself. See the Nifilheim dock boat tower? It's not giving me exactly what's in here. Because usually when you go over to the boat docks, sometimes they'll tell you, you know, when you've completed something or how close you are to completed everything that's there. I'm so debating whether or not I want to do this or not. But I'm just going to go ahead and leave it there for now, and then we'll come back and get that later. Again, if you want, go ahead and try it. But let's stick to the mission at hand. The last one I'm going to visit right now is just going to be right here.
Do we have time for another story?
A short one. There was the story of the mother crab, who scolded her son. She told him he should walk forward, in pride, not sideways as he always did.
But she's a crab too. He should save. Sure. I'll look for it as soon as you show me how.
Yes, he did say that. That was the story.
I got it.
Just to pick that up because we can't go up. Now it's time to go and do the final part of unfinished business, which is going to be over here and to the left.
What happened here?
Shipwreck.
Well, yeah. I wonder why it crashed.
Like I said, sometimes it's a little hard to see these little kind of bodies hanging out, but when you do see them, the trace will pick up some gold. In this case, Ager's gold. So, this is the final one.
Hey, we can dodge it.
And this will have you complete unfinished business.
I think this is the last one. Might as well, right?
Fine.
Let's take a look at our health. What do we got? We're full health, so we're good to go there. And you can see that there's other places over here too that you're eventually going to be able to get to. But as you can also see, it's you can't really get to it yet. So, all right, let's go ahead and get this party started.
Look here.
Kveikja.
As soon as he says Kveikja, come over here and stand about right here. Use one arrow, and we're going to immediately take out the nightmare. Get out of the way, because there's a bunch of enemies here. Very important that you focus on the nightmare as quickly as possible. Once the nightmare is done, this will become significantly easier, at least this first part. More enemies are going to show up. All right. Now we've got a new type of enemy. Really haven't seen these guys before. They have shields. Keep the shield guy down as much as possible. As you can see, he can block everything he does there. So focus on this guy. Alright, he's done. Essentially, you're good to go now. And there we go. Not too bad. Took me a little time to figure out the nightmares at first.
You. I must speak with you.
Another spirit who wants something from us. How unexpected.
What's wrong?
I came to this lake with a group of tradesmen, seeking refuge from the desolation. But how could we know it was even worse at the Lake of Nine?
We cannot undo your mistakes, spirit.
I know that. But I fear for my captain and crew. I believe they are still under the water. Will you find them for me?
Is there anything you can offer us in return?
I have little to offer.
Oh. Well, I'm not sure.
Wait! I died wearing a valuable family heirloom. It's yours, if you promise to find my crew.
Deal.
Thank you.
Well, it's not like, you know, he could give it to us at the end. Alright, so unfinished business complete.
I won't speak for your mother, but it was never my concern. Nor should it be yours.
Doesn't it concern us if everything around us is dying?
Our only concern is reaching the peak.
Really? Then why are we exploring all these islands?
The resources we find improve our equipment. If we stray from the path, it is only to prepare ourselves for the journey ahead.
I can live with that if it means we keep exploring. And helping others.
So just remember that obviously we can't go back there yet. So this will be a place that we get to return to. Now we can actually continue on with another side quest. This one is another big one. It's the one that's all the way over here called Fafnir's Hoard. It's the storeroom. So go to journal and make sure that we track it. As you can see, there is one there, but we'll get that later.
There is a tale about a woodsman. He asked the trees of the forest for a branch to make a handle for his axe. Instead, the trees gave him a young sapling so they could keep their limbs. The woodsman made his axe, and then he returned and chopped down the oldest trees in the forest.
Just because trees are old doesn't mean they're smart.
As soon as we enter here, you're going to see that there is a raven. Right on top of that little mast there. So first things first, let's grab it. As you can see, that's number 13, 51. Just 2 more to go, and then we'll have our first little bonus for the ravens. Make sure you're always looking up, because I do believe that there are some things up here.
Treasures from different realms. Do you think that Fafnir went to Alfheim too?
I do not know.
Aren't you curious? He sounds interesting.
We go to the storeroom to collect anything useful for our journey, not to learn more about the dwarf.
All right, we can pick up another Mystic Gateway.
Have you made it out of Fafnir's storeroom yet?
All right, so at this point, we're going to grab a few things around here. You'll see that we have a Raven right there. Nothing we need to upgrade at this point, so we're just going to go ahead and head on in. There's a bunch of ravens that you can get in this area, so be on the lookout, of course. Lots of enemies during this side mission as well. First one being right here.
I see something up there.
Reavers.
Uh-oh. They must have gotten here first.
So come running over here first. We want to get rid of these guys first, honestly. These guys really suck. I really, absolutely hate nightmares. All right, just about done. Got the nightmares out of the way. Alright, I like to use him as kind of like a get out of jail free card, but like I said, you've got to start timing. I got to start getting a little bit better at timing my perfect parries. There we go, now it's just got this guy. Could have obviously done a lot better there. We got the job done.
Is it okay? Yeah?
You are more focused. Locked. Find another entrance.
All right. So a few things to get around here. First thing being, of course, you could use that too. Another Raven. We have a chest there. All right, so You can kind of notice them there. You got 1, 2, and 3. So get yourself a good angle.
Up there.
Should open up the next rage. So 2 of 3, which means we just need 1 more left. I believe that's it for pretty much everything out here. We will be coming back out here, so if there's anything that we forgot right here, you will be able to get it a little bit later. But right now, let's move on.
Atreus, follow me.
There's a lot of combat during this side mission. And there's going to be another Raven right here. $17 of 51. Which means we unlock the labor for getting 15.
Whoa.
Look here.
Yes, sir. Another map. Great.
Just remember where that is, because you're going to be coming out through here multiple times as you go through each and every trial. Think of it as like every time you do this, you open up a new room with new different types of enemies to face off against.
Looks like the Reavers made it inside. I hope they didn't take all the treasure.
That was my bad. I was trying to destroy that there. That's what I was trying to do. These guys are real easy to get around. I mean, not too difficult. You don't change, my friend. Oh, just missed him. Okay. Don't you just love it how every battle we almost nearly die, but we don't.
Keep your expectations low, boy, and you will never be disappointed.
They do drop a lot of health during these sections, so it shouldn't be too bad. All right, room 1 is complete. You're gonna have some enemies out here. They were out here.
They caught you off guard.
I wasn't expecting them.
Exactly.
All right, let's go to door number 2. I'd say the hardest room, in my honest opinion, is the room with all of the wolves. So my strategy for this room As you can see, you can literally, like, take out that guy super quick. Get out of here. Stay on the outside. This is what can happen. You don't want to happen here. Notice how we took out that first guy really quickly? All three of these guys can recharge. That's the problem. Focus on one person at a time. Should have plenty of time before he actually gets over here. Essentially, you don't want this guy to recharge back up. There we go. Alright, so now we just got to focus on him, which can be tough. So he just does the same move essentially over and over again. The problem is I'm not very good at getting around it. Don't let him do that right there. Keep him at bay. I still need to get better at the perfect dodge in order to be able to realm shift that. Keep him at bay. One hit, you're dead, so keep that in mind. Thought I would have got it there, but... So, again, at the very beginning, you could literally
Nothing but poison in this one. And the stupid burst.
nail that guy to the wall there if you throw a perfectly good heavy attack.
However, many of these chests have been emptied.
Probably by the Reavers. I hope they didn't take Sindri's whetstone.
Which means that you can get him done super, super quick. Now we just have to focus on one. All three of those enemies regenerate their health, and that's what makes it the toughest, because you've got that area that you can't go in the middle unless you're only using your bare hands. Again, first things first is nail the guy to the wall on the left, and then just focus on the guy on the right by dodging the bigger guy, who's very easy to get around, but only one hit is all it takes, and you're done. Next up should be this one over here.
Maybe we'll even find the whetstone.
Remember what I told you about expectations, boy.
Keep them low. I remember. Still, good feeling.
Alright, it's time for the witches. These are my least favorite enemies. I recommend using your wolf. Keep them at bay as much as you can. Know when you, the signs that they're about ready to try to... Doing good so far. I prefer to keep them at bay. That's just the kind of player that I am. Everybody's different. Almost got that one done. Got her. All right. Now I just got one to focus on. This makes it much, much more simpler. There we go. Again, I'm a huge distance fighter when it comes to this game.
Good feeling.
And I have found that with those enemies, man, it's actually almost better to keep them close because you can kind of predict what they're going to do. But at the same time, when there's multiple of them, nah, keep them at bay. That's why we're focusing on range combat. And hopefully you'll be able to get through that.
I was ready for them this time.
I saw.
So I should keep my expectations low, but always expect an attack?
It is a delicate balance. Expect the worst, assume nothing, and always anticipate an attack.
So here are the wolves. This one, to me, is the hardest out of all of them. All right, he's going to come at you really quick. Do a last-second dodge there. Really try to focus on keeping them away. Especially the white one. There you go. At this point, I'm going to kind of weaken some of these. I'm not going to be able to get them all down. So you can see another white one's going to come in. All right. Go back and forth between these two here. Always be aware of your surroundings, of course, like always. Just in time there. All right. Only the white one to worry about. He can take you in one hit, just so you know. You cannot do like a full-on knock him down until he gets low enough health there. Finally, it did it at the very end, but in my opinion, that's the toughest one.
Don't know what's done. And only one room left. I know I shouldn't hope, but you think we'll find it there?
No.
Again, my strategy at the very, very start is to let the white one come to you, dodge, do your realm shift, and try to get a few hits on him. Focus on the white if you can. It doesn't always work because there's just so many. But you can do it. Just stick to those types of strategies. It took me about 2 times to be able to do it. So not too difficult, but definitely challenging. All right, this is the final room.
All right.
We're going to have an ogre to deal with. Ogre and some nightmares. Got a new light runic attack, powerful ice beam. This one I don't like as much. It does great frost damage, of course. Look at that. However, you have to aim, and I think that takes way too much time to utilize this move correctly because of the fact that you have to aim this one in order to get it to work. So I'm going to say no to that one.
Fine. Piss off then. So, you back to piss on my corpse, you ungrateful little... who are you two?
As soon as you talk to him, then obviously afterwards we're going to have another little mini boss fight.
We're looking for a whetstone. Have you seen it?
Aye, there was one in this room. My son sharpened his dagger on it, right before stabbing me in the back.
What?
Little bastard thought it was his turn to lead my crew. I was hard on him, sure. Guess I shouldn't be surprised. I did the same thing to my dad when I was his age.
He killed his own father?
Where is he now?
He may be a bastard, but he's my bastard. You'll get no help from me, fool.
Then his dagger will help.
Hey! That's mine! Hey!
Come, boy. We are leaving.
Gets really confusing sometimes here. Alright, let's get rid of this nightmare. Alright. Now I can just kind of focus on these two. Alright, let me take this moment to grab some health. There we go. Alright. He's just got a few hits. There we go.
That was difficult.
We got it on the first time, so definitely not too bad. I actually do feel like I'm getting a little bit better at the combat. At this point, we should. We're already about 6 hours into the game, so not bad. All right, so when we head back outside, there's going to be some more enemies. You're going to have an ancient, a frost ancient, I guess you can call, or I'm not sure what you would call those guys. I don't think there's anything else here. Again, you can always take a look at Fafnir's storeroom to see what you've got so far, and you see that the only thing that is left for us to do is the favor completed. So all collectibles are done at this point. Head back outside.
Why would his son betray him like that? Kill his own father? Over some treasure? Seems so greedy.
Remember what I told you, boy. Assume nothing.
Well, sure. He didn't seem like a great father, but...
You only know half the story.
Yes.
All right, immediately we're going to go over to the right side, and we're going to stand behind this tree. We're going to use this as our defense to aggro him. All right, you guys know the deal. Grab this. See, that's what can happen sometimes. So you got to be careful. All right, we got new enemies out here.
I'm ready!
So just make sure you have like some type of tree in between where he is. If done correctly, you should be able to not take any damage here. Don't forget that they can do that. Alright, so now we can just focus on him, and we can do that same method right here on this tree. I don't know where they went. That's kind of weird. I felt like they disappeared on me there. Alright, just do the same method. Need to get a bunch of hits on him. We didn't get enough because it's kind of deceiving at the point where you can actually take him out. All right, this should be it. There's a few different trees you could do this method close to. One of the trees obviously being here. It needs to be a thicker tree, just so you guys know. Do not use a thin tree like this, so start there. Another place that you can do that's a really good tree to do is this right here, because it's got like this extra thickness there. Alright, picked up a new sigil. Although we're not going to use it. And since you already know that we've got 100% here, let's keep going. And let's complete this, and then we'll be done with Fafnir's Storeroom. Then we can move on to the part with Chapter 3 and 4 and continue where we left off, which is right after Alfheim. And then every now and then we'll have a new video showcasing a different area with a bunch of side missions to keep you guys updated on getting, you know, better skills and better stuff. And we'll be using that money to get new skills soon as well.
You, didn't happen to find that whetstone, perchance?
We found no whetstone. This dagger belongs to the Reaver who took it.
They took most of the good stuff.
Oh? Well, here, take this, in exchange for the dagger.
Alright, so I'm kind of torn between whether or not I want to use this one. Because this is a Talisman of Betrayal. It's a level 3, whereas this one's a level 2. However, this one is that last second dodge one that we have been using, but clearly you haven't seen it as much because I'm not good at that last second dodge just yet. This one only activates when you're aiming, so you can slow down time when you're aiming specifically. So obviously you have to aim first, then ranged attacks in this mode, they're more powerful, and since we use that a lot, it might actually come in handy. We do lose a little bit of vitality, but our cooldown goes up as well. So I'm going to give it a shot and just see how it works, and then, you know, we'll go from there.
It's quite interesting. An artless design, but the construction is sound. Where in the temple did you find this?
In a Reaver's back.
Ugh. Oh.
He mentioned he was part of a larger clan. Maybe they took the whetstone?
Quite possibly. I know I've seen this design before.
All right, so at this point, we're going to head back to Brock's area This is the first time we're going to use the fast travel system, which takes us right back to the Lake of Nine Center, where Brock is, and that's where we will continue Chapter 4. So I know it's a little weird. Technically, you've already seen Chapter 3 and 4 before this video.
Look at this place. This must be a branch of the World Tree.
Boy, stay on the path.
Right, I know.
So just make sure that once, during that video, when I actually get to that section of where we just finished Alfheim, you start your exploration. Then when you're done, come back and then continue on with Chapter 4. Here we are. Head over here to Brock. We'll continue with Chapter 4 at this point, and I'll see you on the next video where we do more side missions as well.